And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Post Office Pub. DJ Yoakley and the All-Star coach in the YSN All-Star game, much deserved after a 20-2 season, 11-1, and to share the MVAC championship. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Amy Harrison, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's an absolute honor to be sitting here with you. I know how much work that you've put into this program. You've been a part of this program. I mean, you were a Lady Ram through and through. Mm-hmm. I asked you off there before we started, do you see the similarities between what you went through as a player and now what you're doing as a coach with the success? And I mean, it's a different world we live in, no doubt. Mm-hmm. But a generation later, what are the similarities that you see as a coach?
Well, I had really good coaching. So I was blessed with that, and a lot of the girls that I play with are coaching somewhere else now, and they're coaching their kids as well. But I'm getting kids that I went to school with, I'm getting their kids, so it's an opportunity, and they have the desire. Because we had success, they want that for their kids as I want for their kids. So it's really nice to get to see it full circle, come back around, and help them get to that situation as well.
Do you ever sit there and you're like, all right, I know your mom. This is exactly how she acted at this age. Or,
100%.
Or dad or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So you can connect to them on a different level, and you can probably have conversations that are different than most coaches are having at this age and understanding what that kid's going through.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah.
So when you are in a situation like you are, like we said, 20-2, 11-1, I don't think that there was anybody outside of your locker room that said, that Mineral Ridge team is going to do what you did this year. Did you rally around that? Was that your rallying point, saying it's us against the world kind of deal?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, 'cause I don't think anybody did anticipate. I had a couple coaches say, okay, I can kind of see what's happening here. But we had a nice jump last year, and I think even for them it was a big boost of like, okay, I think we can do this. And then we started out, we had a great summer. Had some good time in the gym. We went to Mount Union. We won that. I was like, okay. And then the momentum just built, and then we built off of that. And it's like, okay, who we have next? Let's go at it.
We talk about a community like this. Andy and I started the show saying that this is a community that has, all small communities have peaks and valleys. Mm-hmm. How do you capture lightning in a bottle like you have right now? You have a very young team for the most part. Mm-hmm. We talked to Ava, we talked to G. How do you bring that back? With now you're facing a target on your back with the rest of the conference, and obviously going into the playoffs next year, there's going to be people that are saying, okay, you're not going to fool us anymore. How do you change that mindset from this year to next?
Well, it is a switch. It's a switch, and I think the confidence now is there, and I think sometimes it's good to have somebody breathing down your back. You know what I mean? And if you know that, and it makes them work harder, it makes them want more. We had a taste of this season. It's like, okay, now we want that for ourselves. Okay, we're into tournament times. We're going further this year. They want it, and they're excited, and they're already talking to me about next year. Like, what are we doing? What's the plan? And we're ready to go.
Pride-wise, I don't know that there's anybody that has more pride than, number one, you in this program, because you've been a part of it. You understand what it takes and what it means to be a Ram. How big is that in your locker room? How big is that in on your court to take pride in being a Mineral Ridge Lady Ram?
I'm big on, obviously, pride, and
Sure.
and I, like, we look the part. You will look the part. We will dress the part. You will act the part. You will smile. You will shake hands. And I think that is a big thing. And I'm also a big proponent of they should play everything. I think if you want a good athlete, they should be playing everything. I mean, our volleyball, fantastic.
Great program.
Yeah. Okay, so let's roll that into this. Now let's take this success and let's roll it into the next thing. And I think if you can get them all to buy in on that and feel it and see it and experience it, there's nothing better.
We were talking to Ava and G about some of the things, the differences that they face as girl advocates of the game and advocates of, girl sports is significantly different and more popular than it was when we came through, right? What are some of the challenges that you see coming down the pike with girl sports being popular and having to go one-on-one, so to speak, with other sports? You said you want your kids to play in other sports, but those other sports are starting to pick away and say, hey, we want you. Is that a challenge? Do you see that continuing to be a challenge on the road?
I think it could be, and I think it's already kind of creeped into it as well anyway. But, like, I always tell them, we went to state in volleyball. We went to regionals in basketball
Yep.
4 years when I played. I played softball, and I had girls that went to state in that. And my daughter played basketball, played volleyball, and she threw a track and went to state.
Yep.
You can do it, especially in a small school. I mean, I think if you're an athlete and you have that capability to be the next level athlete, which is extremely difficult to do. But if you can do that, then everybody knows. And doing other things just makes you a better athlete. It just does. Your body doing different motions all the time makes you a better athlete.
Different
doing
muscles,
the same
yep.
thing all the time, you just wear it out faster.
Yep.
You don't gain anything from that. So I mean, when we're in the season we're in, I expect you to respect it.
Yep.
I mean, we work together really well, so I think that's a good thing. If you can get a staff that is all going in the same direction and you all want to be successful, then you can work it out, have respect for each other. Okay, we're in tournaments, we're in this is going on. They'll see you here in a
Yep.
couple of weeks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And you got to work together, and I think that we're with a really good group that we're able to do that and push each other.
As someone that's lived it, I think that it's an easy conversation for you, but you look at the winning proponent. You look at why we're here tonight to celebrate championships and celebrate seasons. Do you think that even in different sports, the learning how to win a championship, do you think it rolls over from season to season to season? Or is this just I hate to even say fluke, but do you think this is just who they are?
I think personality definitely has something to do with it because
Yeah.
you've got some pretty strong personalities on these teams. I mean, our junior high and varsity. But I think winning, I mean, who doesn't want to win?
Right.
And when you get a taste of it, you want to continue doing that. So I think anytime you get an opportunity to get that W, it's going to help them out and move them into the next thing.
I've been so impressed with the mentality of these young ladies, but from the 8th grade on up to your junior and sophomore. What is it that, and I ask you with all due respect, what is so special about this town for you? In your mind, when you think Mineral Ridge, why is it the place that raised your kids, you're coaching, you're influencing lives, and you were a part of when you were young?
Younger.
Sorry.
It is such a small community. Like Coach Alt.
Yep.
She was on my volleyball team. They went to state.
That's
So like
incredible.
she was around. We played volleyball together. Andy, I grew up with Andy. I know his parents. I just talked to him.
Yep.
And so it's just knowing. I don't know. It's just knowing everybody, and it's just so small, and everybody's so encouraging. And you could come here, and if you're not from here, it's still okay. They're very welcoming, and they're like, all right, let's go. We're going to win. You want to come on? Come on, let's go. We're going to win. Let's go.
Raising that banner this year as someone who lived the life, right? Was it extra special for you?
Yeah, because I want it for them. So it makes it special because they're getting to experience something that they'll never forget. And that's, as you move on through life, you have other things that go on. And it's not the only thing you think about. But when you go back and you run into your friends and you see your old buddies, that's something that you talk about and you can share with each other forever.
Okay, this is a tough one. What is the thing you're most proud of about this season in particular? And then what is the thing that if you can go back and change one thing, what would you change and why?
Ooh, this is like game time.
Right.
Okay. I would say the Springfield game.
Okay.
We had a game plan. We came in. We executed it. They did. They started off the rip, and they did a great job. They did exactly what they needed to do. The other game is a Springfield game. We didn't come out and do what we needed to do the first game, so that would be the one thing I would change because I think had we played a little bit the way we did the second game sooner, it would have made a difference.
I love it. Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's an honor.
I really
Thank you.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate
and your
you.
support. The girls love it.
Always. We'll be back right after this, after a word.